wonderful time of Jesus' birthday year. Here in Payne County, welcome to another installment on this Christmas special. Is this a Christmas special? This is our annual Christmas special. It's a 3-hour-long podcast dedicated to 9 pounds, 6 ounce, little baby Jesus, come to save the world. I am, this is not a 3-hour podcast, by the way, or a radio show. It is a radio show, but not 3 hours. Father Kerry and Father O'Brien, pastor of the Hole in the Ground Catholic Church, also known as St. John Catholic Student Center. I'm here with my amigo, St. Brian of Tulsa. And it's Christmas in Payne County.
I have one. I want to just make sure I get this in. I have to give a shout out to somebody very important.
Okay, let me.
I mean, our listeners are great.
Can I guess?
We have listeners in Stillwater, Perkins, surrounding communities, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, California. Shout out to my friend Pam and her family. That's not the shout out. My mom and dad.
What?
We have great listeners. We have listeners in many countries.
Sweden?
I haven't looked at that recently, but shout out to the Belgians,
the Canadas,
the Canadians, the Canada people.
Because the geese are called Canada geese.
The French Canadian people.
Oh yes, my people.
Really though, I would be remiss.
Jesus?
I would be remiss if everyone did not know
what
Mariah Carey recently said. So
I have no idea.
It's not uncommon, because she has that song, "All I Want for Christmas Is You," which I believe for the last 5 years has been the most downloaded or listened to, streamed, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day song.
Holy night.
No. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Who is the
by
you?
Mariah Carey. It's about Jesus. No, it's not. But it should be. Wouldn't it? I'm going to go back and listen to that song. All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Is Jesus. Why wouldn't it be?
Christmas is Jesus.
Okay, so.
Okay, but anyway, so she is oftentimes referred to, Mariah, as, and I by the way, I do not know her. We have never met.
Is this an endorsement for her?
Mariah is oftentimes referred to as the Queen of Christmas.
Because of that song?
Because of that song.
What about Wham?
Because
George Michael Christmas song. Why isn't he the king of Christmas? Anyway.
Just Mariah. She's sort of got this name. So Mariah, I did not know, apparently is a woman of faith.
What?
So Mariah says, no, I am not the Queen of Christmas. Mary is.
No.
How about that? I saw that on the news this week.
Whoa.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to our homegirl.
In the words of AC/DC, I just got thunderstruck. But not the drinking game.
Mary is the Queen of Christmas. So there.
Shoot fire.
We're glad you're with us on this. It's not a special episode because we're here every week.
Whoa.
I don't know about other podcasts that you listen to, but the podcasts I listen to, they take breaks.
Ooh, I know they do.
You know who doesn't take a break?
Texas A&M?
Us.
Oh wait, Texas A&M.
Yeah, they can't play in their bowl game. You know who doesn't take a break? This podcast. We are here for you.
What?
Week in and week out, 29 and a half minutes of salvation history leading you to the Lord. It's Pastors of Payne. We're glad you're with us on this special Christmas episode. We're recording this on Thursday, Christmas Eve, also known as Christmas Adam.
Oh, that's right. ADOM something?
No, because Adam came before Eve, you know what I'm saying?
Was that a pun?
It was slightly a pun.
Oh, I thought that was actually some sort of liturgy joke you were making.
No, it is kind of a liturgy joke.
Oh.
But anyway, we are psyched up for Christmas. Right before we started recording, our producer here in the studio, his name is Don. He was hyping. We have never had a Pastors of Payne hype man until now.
And Don is it.
Anyway, we're pumped. We're pumped. So as we speak, as we're recording this, there are about 30 people in my church decorating.
What?
They are getting ready. So we had Mass this morning, And now the church is all theirs.
Guess how many people are in my church decorating?
Yeah, right.
Those guys are down there building cement walls.
Yeah, they're building.
Or some people call them concrete walls.
By decorating, we mean building.
We mean putting up wall forms.
So we are ready. We are ready for Christmas. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, it's interesting. A lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, like your priests are like the week of Christmas, like you must be like so busy." And it's actually kind of interesting that it's not that busy of a week because like our office like is closed. I mean, so there's still appointments, marriage preparation. There's people who need hospital visits and such, bringing communion to people. But one of the main things, and especially this week because Christmas Eve is Friday, Christmas Day is Saturday, and then there's a Sunday, which is the Feast of the Holy Family.
What? And you got to go to Mass on Christmas and on Sunday.
Right.
Both are holy days.
Hence our show 2-3 weeks ago. So what the week ends up becoming is there's a good time for prayer. Yes. We've had a few gatherings at the old St. Joseph priest residence, the rectory. We had the parish council over. I had the staff over.
The St. Joseph Rectory and Event Center, as it's commonly known.
We've had a number of people over, which has been very nice. But anyway, it ultimately comes down. The rest of the week is like spent homily, prepping, preparing, praying, writing.
I know. I was caught off guard this year because
you forgot it was Christmas.
Well, normally I'm just some backup dancer celebrating at some parish, but this year I'm down in Holdenville for Saturday night.
Backup dancer.
I know. I'm like 3 feet from stardom. I'm like,
you're that person in the back going, doo wop. Like you're the.
I mean, I just like put my hand on my heart, extend my right hand, say the words of consecration.
Yeah, so you'll be in Holdenville. I haven't thought about it a lot. I'm probably going to be in Stillwater.
Okay. So if anybody wants to come, if you're thinking like in your mind, like,
if you're thinking, I got to get out of town.
My parish is going to be so full.
There, we got one stop for you.
I got Holdenville.
What's it called? Stevens?
St.
Stevens in Holdenville.
The deacon, the martyr.
Yep.
And the church fits about probably 75 people. And
probably more. I mean, if you pack it in, you can fit 100 people.
There was just the other day, I had Mass there last Sunday, and there were, count them, 11 people there.
Yeah. So there's space.
Yeah, there's space. Come on down to Holdenville.
There's room at the inn.
5 o'clock on Saturday night, 5 p.m. on Saturday night, and 9 a.m. Sunday morning. You want to make a road trip, a little pilgrimage?
Yeah, most people are going to be listening to this after that, though.
Oh.
So retroactively
sad day
come
for them
to Holdenville. Anyway, I thought it would be interesting for us to talk about our Christmas homilies.
Ooh.
Because it's I would say a unique time of year in that I think every homily, every Sunday. So priests, let me back up. Priests, we preach a lot. When somebody says, like, is your homily done yet? My response typically is like, which one? We're always homily preparing. There's always a homily. So we preach every day at daily Mass. That's usually a much smaller homily. I usually go for 3 or 4 minutes.
6 sermons a week.
Father Kerry, daily Mass, usually about 18 to 20 minutes.
I wish, dude. There would be 2 people crucified.
So there's always a homily to be prepared. And then we also, we give talks and, different things. And so then there's always a Sunday coming. And so even if it's not, maybe like there's a weekend where like the deacons are preaching or, but there's the next Sunday that you can always be praying about,
Lectio
thinking
and praying
of, and just looking at the readings.
I
always have trouble, and this is why this weekend is it's not problematic.
You have trouble with what?
I have trouble writing 2 homilies at once.
Really?
I do. I like to kind of put all of my energy into the one that is sort of coming up, and then when that's done, I can sort of shift focus to the next one. Now, that's a problematic approach for this weekend because I'm preaching Friday night, Christmas Eve, 7:30, Christmas Eve, 10 o'clock in Spanish.
Whoa.
And then Christmas morning, 9 a.m. And so I can't at 10:30 when the 9 a.m. mass is over.
Start putting together a sermon
for Sunday morning. That's not gonna. I mean, I could, but that's not gonna work. So anyway, this has been one of those weeks where it's like dual homily praying. Plus, I preached this morning at mass. Plus, yesterday and the day before, and had a memorial mass last night for a family, like a parishioner whose father died in Mexico. So I was preaching last night in Spain. Anyway, there's a lot going on. But we wanted to share with you a little bit about what we're going to preach about this Christmas. How about that?
I love the idea.
So let's talk about the readings. There are reading options.
Oh, there are reading options.
Do you know what you're doing in Holdenville?
I have the 5 p.m. Christmas Day, December 25th Mass, which is a gospel I have never preached on.
But which one?
John chapter 1.
Are you doing the Mass? So there's, like Mass during the day, Mass at night?
No. I'm doing Mass at that time frame, at the day.
Mass. So you're using the readings for Mass during the day?
Yeah, which is
that's what we're using too.
Yeah, for John's gospel.
We're using it at all 5 Masses.
Really?
Yes, for pastoral reasons.
Oh.
Because if we did it the other way, because there's readings for Christmas Eve, there's readings for Christmas Mass at night, Christmas
for the dawn,
early morning,
for the dawn,
and then during the day. So there's 4 different options. We're not that you want to talk about. That's even more homilies.
Yeah, something cool I found out during my research for my Christmas homily was this.
Tell me.
Santa's reindeer were all females. Do you know why?
Why?
Because male reindeer lose their antlers. And only women reindeer have their antlers during the wintertime. How about that? So that's not, it didn't make it into my homily, but as I'm doing like my research and preparation, I come across these facts.
Is that what you're preaching about?
No, I'm not. I just said I wasn't preaching about it.
Femininity of reindeer?
But I found out why I was doing research on the book of Genesis and creation. And I was like,
where did that come in?
It came in from a conversation with some people. I was talking to them about like creation.
Like you Googled Genesis, creation, Christmas, and it was like all the reindeer are female.
Because the phrase in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
Connects back to the book of Genesis where it says in the beginning, then God begins to create things. And then the Gospel of John tells us about the one who invisibly hidden was doing all of this creation. And so it's a beautiful connection together. And then I was talking to some students when we were road tripping down to Holdenville, and I was just talking about like creation. And they said somehow like Christmas songs came in, Rudolph the Red, and it was Rudolph's a dude. Is not a dude. It's a woman.
Rudolph is a woman?
It has to be because during the winter time, during December 25th, male apparently reindeer don't have antlers.
You hate Christmas.
No, I don't. I love Jesus.
Why are you
and Christmas. No.
Why are you the way that you are?
He also doesn't have a robotic red nose either. He doesn't have like an LED circuit board embedded. Or he is then
I hate everything you choose to be.
Children are listening to this, Father O'Brien, and you're teaching them to be mean.
Is that
your gift? Is that your gift for Christmas?
There's a time to love and a time to hate.
Oh, wow.
Says Ecclesiastes. Okay, so what is your, like, if you were going to summarize your homily for Christmas, how would you, someone says, Father, what are you preaching about? And we're on an elevator and we only have 10 floors to go.
It is 10 floors to go. You ever seen A-Team?
9, 8.
I love it when a plan comes together.
7,
A-Team
6,
is all about rescuing
5,
people from death.
4.
And so is God. The A-Team.
Yes. Are you gonna mention the A-Team?
Oh, I doubt the people in Holdenville will know.
They don't
what
know
the A-Team
Hannibal
is. I have to be very careful in crafting homilies for Holdenville because...
but your college students don't know the A-Team.
Oh, I can describe it, and because the movie came out, and there was a movie,
but
there was
nobody
also
saw
TV
that movie.
Yeah, I did, and it was lame.
I mean, I watched the A-Team a lot when I was a kid. That was rocking.
Yeah. And their
loved
job, the A-team's job is like, they put all these former military dudes together, and the colonel and he and Mr. T,
Yeah.
and Face.
Yeah.
And so they got all these people
that crazy
together,
guy.
and their whole job was a rescue operation, kicking in doors.
Yeah, they're like mercenaries.
Yeah, they're
Okay, so that's what you're going with?
Yeah.
Christmas is a rescue operation?
I'm going with Christmas is A-team.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph are the A-team?
The A-team. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm preaching. I'm preaching on like God has come to rescue his people. A couple days ago in the readings, I put this out on like social media, and the opening prayer from, what was it, the 22nd of December, and also the O antiphon.
The collect?
Like, someone said that the other day, I was having dinner with them, and they said, I didn't realize the song O Come, Emmanuel had more than one verse. And it has what, 7 verses? Because it goes from December 15th through the 24th. That's not 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not 14. That's not 7. Anyway, I can't do quick math. There's all these O antiphons, of which one is O come, Emmanuel. And we don't listen to the verses. It says, O come, Emmanuel, who? Ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here till the Son of God appears. So I'm going to try to bring this whole that part of that song along with the prayers from the.
You're going to sing it during your homily, aren't you?
Oh come Emmanuel, who ransom captive Israel, and that's at the heart of the season of Advent, and Christmas is. God has come to rescue his people. He saw them, the opening prayer from December 22nd, he says he saw them in their, what was it? Can you read it to me? The opening prayer from December 22nd?
O God, who seeing the human race fallen into death.
Boom, right there. He saw the human race fallen into death, and he's like, wow, they're in misery and like sorrow, and their bodies are corrupting and their minds are, he saw them, and what did he do?
Willed to redeem it by the coming of your only begotten Son, grant, we pray, that those who confess his incarnation with humble fervor may merit his company as their Redeemer.
Yeah. Merit the
That's
incarnation.
Good
like
prayer.
God has
prayer.
come. God has entered.
Good job, church.
Begin like John's Gospel. It says that God has like dwelt among us. He's living here. He's built a house. He's making his home. He's like on this adventure with us to save us. And so the homily is gonna go down that somewhat like that direction of the rescue operation of A-team.
Somewhat down that direction.
The rescue operation of God that is the incarnation.
Okay. We were talking about this last night. We were watching the
Army?
The Armed Forces Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Army won on a field goal, by the way.
Did they really?
Yeah, you went to bed.
I know, I was tired.
Because you don't love America.
Whoa. Well, I had great confidence in the U.S. Army that they would, through bureaucracy, win.
Missouri scored, and then Army had to march down the field, and they kicked a 41-yard field goal.
What? And we talked about that. Like, Army doesn't have a good quarterback. All they have
or
is
a good kicker.
And he nailed it.
He nailed it.
And they won a bowl game.
Good times.
Great oldies.
They beat Missouri. Take that, SEC. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, where were we? Oh, okay. So so God has come to rescue us.
Rescue me. Would you hold?
That's your general theme.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
What do you got? What's going on?
My general theme is that God has come to rescue us.
Wait, I just said that.
Yeah.
You just plagiarized me.
Why do you have your passport in your pocket?
Oh, because I lost my driver's license about 4 weeks ago.
Oh.
And you go into places like a bank, and they're like, well, show me some ID, and I bust out my passport.
Not used to
you
seeing
just looked over and made
your passport in your pocket.
I thought I was the one with ADD, HD, like see squirrels. You're like, what?
It's Christmas. I'm pumped. I'm excited. The blood is flowing. And so I'm preaching about that. Basically, I'm actually starting my homily with. I've been listening to the autobiography of Sam Walton.
Oh yes,
who's the founder of Walmart.
Oh yeah, you talked about this last.
So I love biographies and autobiographies. Saints, popes, presidents. I just learn a ton And sometimes it's people I don't like or don't always agree with, or especially politically. Like I'll anybody, presidents, senators, I'll kind of devour it because you can learn a lot. So I've been reading about Sam Walton, and he was talking about in like kind of the 50s and 60s when Walmart was getting going, the old Walton 5 and dime, downtown Bentonville. He was saying that, basically his goal was that Walmart would be known for two things: low prices and satisfaction guaranteed.
Do they still do that?
I think.
Low prices, yes. Satisfaction guaranteed.
I think. I don't know. I see people returning stuff all the time.
Is that what they do? Is like no questions asked?
I don't know. But that was the original. Like, when people think of Walmart, his goal was we want them to think not fancy stores or not even like nice people. Although you want to be nice people. When people think of Walmart, we want them to think low prices, satisfaction guaranteed.
Okay,
that's
how are you going to bring?
So very simple. And I'm basically ask what do you think of? What do people think of when they think of Christmas? And generally, what I think, if you said, guys, Christmas is coming, what are you excited?
Panic.
People are going to say, oh my gosh, presents, trees, my family's coming. We have really good food. We love to drive around and look at the lights.
I'm sick
Hallmark
of music.
movies, the Mariah,
All I want for Christmas is Jesus.
So that's what people think of when they think of Christmas. Mm-hmm. But for all the good that Hallmark movies and Mariah has brought to the world, ultimately, what do we want people to think of when we think of Christmas? Walmart, low prices, satisfaction guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, God became man to save us. God became man to save us. God became man to save us.
You don't want to make that into a really long sentence like the second person of the most holy Trinity descended into.
No,
the
I want
flesh
people
of the
to be
Blessed
able to
Virgin
come
Mary
away
in her
with.
womb.
I mean, Sam Walton could have said, compared to the other companies with whom we compete, we have the prices that are of a lower, low prices. Compared to the, no matter what the product, we promise that we will take it.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
That you can return it and receive a full refund or a replacement of subsequent, whatever. Satisfaction guaranteed, right?
Yep.
Why Christmas? What is Christmas all about? God became one of us to save us.
Whoa.
That's it.
Could you make that simpler?
And then I'm going to sit down. Make that simpler?
Yeah, could you make it?
What? I mean, that's pretty simple.
God became flesh.
God became man to save us.
God became man.
That's
Pow.
6 words.
To save us.
Yeah.
And how are you gonna like print that out? You're gonna like hand it out to people? How are you gonna put like a little yellow star and make it in blue
I'm gonna
letters?
say it. That's what we do. We preach.
Yeah.
So people hear it.
Are you gonna like how are you gonna get it into people's minds? And like
I'm gonna say it over and over and over again.
How are people gonna remember it?
Hopefully they're paying attention. And then we're going to record it. We record our homilies.
I was hoping you were going to say, I'll say it over and over.
I am going to say it over and over again because I'll write it. I'm not going to preach from a text in English, but I always preach from a text in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I think in the Spanish text, I think God became one of us to save us is in there probably 12 times.
Whoa.
In what's probably going to be a 7-minute homily. So they're gonna hear it.
Beautiful.
And
how do you say it in Spanish?
I have to look. I haven't.
Dios
I haven't.
Encarnación hombre.
Yeah.
Para
salvarnos. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm preaching about. I'm pretty excited about it.
Wow. So your homily is your sermon is 7 minutes.
Probably in Spanish.
In English?
English, I think it'll probably be 10.
Oh, so I shouldn't preach 25 minutes?
10 to 12. We'll see. We'll see if Don's there and he starts hyping me up right before the homily. I mean,
Don.
Because sometimes if I get
front row.
I mean, one of the beautiful things about preaching is you have, preaching without a text is a little risky. And some priests, will never do it, and I'm fine. There's no judgment there. And I have preached from a text, and I like preaching from a text. But when you don't preach from a text, you can, you kind of the Spirit can move you in certain ways, or you see something kind of with the congregation, kind of that they're responding to, and so you can kind of make adjustments on the fly. But anyway, that's my basic point: that God became one of us to save us.
That's it.
That's what Christmas is all about. I mean, presents are awesome. Trees, awesome. Lights, awesome. Hallmark movies. All the decorations, all the, food, great. Family, awesome. All that is great.
Beautiful. Lovely.
But why? God became one of us to save us. That's it.
But why would God, I'm just going to keep going with this.
Okay, keep
God
going.
became man to save us. Why?
So, sin, to save us, we could say save us from what? Well, to save us from sin and death.
Okay.
So, sin entered the world through a man, through men, through Adam and Eve. And so in God's plan, in salvation history, then we were to be saved through sacrifice, through the death of a man,
right,
who is the God-man, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's a line,
the new Adam,
a couple lines in the Gospel of John chapter 1, and it goes over and over and over again. It says so to become children. And then later on, I think it says, children to become heirs of his blessed life. I think is what St. Peter will say in it's 1 Peter 3 or something like that. Become heirs to his own blessed life. And that's what he wants. He wants to make us children.
That's it.
He became man to make us his children.
He is our Father, and we are his children.
Yeah.
He is our God, and we are his people.
So he sent his son.
The flock he shepherds.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's Christmas, man. That's what we're preaching about. So it'd be interesting to see, I love to listen to what other priests do. We'll see, kind of how Father Robert approaches it. Deacon Tom Cabine is preaching Sunday for Holy Family. So he'll probably work in some Christmas. He's preaching in Spanish.
Are you preaching on Sunday too?
I'm preaching on Sunday also.
What are you preaching about on Holy Family?
Still working.
Whoa.
I told you I have trouble kind of coming, but now it'll be this afternoon is when I really focus in. I probably have 6 ideas, and I'm not going to do all 6. I have to pick one. Even, I almost, this Christmas, we were talking about last night. I think you do this too. Like when you start praying with the readings or the feast, I always have so many ideas. Like
7 pages of notes.
Yeah, and I have to I gotta, because I think we've all experienced this. Like a lot of times when priests or deacons, it's not a good homily when you have four things you want to say. Pick one and say it, and save those for next year. Or but when we try to put too much into, when you try to do too much, you end up losing, the main point. So for the Holy Family, gosh, there's just so many. There's a lot of different ways to go. I've been kind of leaning towards. If I were leaning, could I lean? I'll lean. Can we thank God for the families that He gave us, despite our messiness? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about going that.
Well, a good homily. Somebody said one time, is like a muscle shirt. And like the muscle shirt that you wear all the time, like that one that says California across the front of it. It shows that
says white collar worker.
It shows that you can flex, and it covers all the important parts. I just made all that up just now.
That's a dumb analogy. Hey, Merry Christmas,
Don said bring my A game.
County. Merry Christmas, Payne County. We love you. We thank you.
Merry Christmas.
And we hope to see you at Christmas Mass and beyond. I almost said he is risen. No, He's come to save us. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Peace.